Most people in South Africa believe things that keep them poor. And look, I used to believe the exact same things as you probably watching this right now when I was stuck in my life. But as soon as I changed my beliefs and adopted these 3 principles I'm going to break down in this video, my life changed completely. I went from working a normal 9 to 5 to being able to learn a skill that can pay me thousands of dollars every single month. So if you don't know me, my name is Angelo Christmas, and I close deals for influencers online and get paid commission. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. The first principle I'm going to share with you that you need to adopt if you want to become successful is having extreme ownership in your life. Okay? This basically means that no matter what happens in your life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's not even your fault, you believe it to be your fault. And you may hear that and think that doesn't make sense. And at first it didn't make sense for me too, right? But the reason why this is the most powerful way you can think as a person, as a man, to live your life is because it gives you control over any situation you experience in your life. For example, like if you're not happy with your job, don't blame your boss, don't blame your situation, don't blame your degree, don't blame the place where you're from. Blame yourself for choosing that job. Blame yourself for not putting yourself out there to find a better job, because that's going to give you power over changing the situation. If you keep blaming other things for the reason why you're in your life, how do you expect to change it if it's not in your control? You can't, right? You become a victim. I'll give you another example. Like a few years ago, someone crashed into my car from the back, right? I was at a robot and they came in too fast, they banged the back of my car. Now in that situation, any normal person would have been upset with that person, thought it was, all their fault. But for me personally, I looked at that situation and I thought to myself, this is my fault because I could have been paying more attention. I could have seen them coming in my rearview mirror and moved my car forward before they could have hit me. And now, ever since that day, because I've adopted that mindset of extreme ownership, there's been a handful of times where the same situation would have happened, but because I pay attention, I'm more perspicacious in those situations, I prevented that accident from happening again many times since that moment. There's been times when people literally came in too hot behind me, and because I was paying attention, I moved my car forward out the way and it avoided the accident. That is the power of extreme ownership. Like if you go through your life believing that that's just how life is, that's just what happens to me, it's just unlucky, I'm just a victim, it's just how it's supposed to be, guess what? Life is going to keep just happening to you. But if you adopt this mindset of extreme ownership, that's when you start making life happen for you. So whatever bad happens in your life, understand that that's your fault, right? Whatever good happens in your life, understand that it's your fault too, because you've done the necessary actions to achieve said thing, right? So keep that in mind, adopt the mindset of having extreme ownership, and your life will change tremendously. The second principle is going to be understanding that skill pays, not time. And what do I mean by this? It basically means that you don't get paid for the time you spend doing a certain task. You get paid for the skills you have and the value you provide to the marketplace. For example, a janitor can work 12 hours a day and just barely make any money to get through because he's not really providing much value to the marketplace, right? Whereas someone like me, that's a high ticket closer for massive businesses online. I'll give you a really good example. I'm recording this video on Sunday. Just Friday, I took 3 calls. I spoke to 3 different people. I closed 2 deals and I generated $6,000 for the company. I closed a $4,000 deal and a $2,000 deal. So I worked 3 hours, and in those 3 hours, I was able to make $600 in commission. So that's just the power of understanding that skill pays more than the time you commit to something. It kind of goes back to the saying that Warren Buffett has, is that it's not about how hard you row the boat, it's about what boat you're in. So ask yourself this question, like the boat you're in right now, whether that's a corporate job, whether that's studying towards being something you want to be later down the road, is that boat the boat that's going to get you to living your dream life? And if not, you got some choices to make. You can either keep going that route, knowing that you're not in alignment with the life you want, or you can make the brave choice and actually start taking actions towards the path that's actually going to get you to where you want to be. And that's what's going to allow you to finally see that breakthrough you want to see in your life, right? Because for me, for example, like when I was working my 9 to 5, I would work like 11 hours a day and only make like $600, $800 a month, and that would work out to about 9,000 to 12,000 rand. Now, in some days I can make that in one day, right? In sometimes I can make that from one sale, So ask yourself, like, it's important to realize, like, what you're doing right now may seem comfortable, it may seem like it's good in the moment, but it's not really, it's more than likely not serving you and helping you become the person you truly want to be. And that just comes down to you being brave enough to have a truthful conversation about where you're at right now, and being brave enough to step out your comfort zone and take the brave choice of, you know, starting that business, you know, investing in that program, starting that diet, you know, whatever it is you want to achieve in your life. It's not going to just happen, and there's never going to be the perfect moment for something to happen. It's up to you to make shit happen. When I got into high ticket sales back in 2024, I was extremely stressed. The average person would have not took that opportunity, because I was working 9 to 5, working 11-hour days from my 9 to 5. After my 9 to 5, I was taking sales calls till like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, and I still made it work. And if I hadn't taken that step, if I hadn't went all in and trusted myself and believed in myself and had the confidence that everything's gonna work out, I, one, would have never started that, and two, I wouldn't have been brave enough to actually commit and go all in. And I wouldn't be where I am today, where I don't have 9 to 5. I'm able to make thousands of dollars every single month and have a life that's actually worth living to me, right? So that's pretty much the second principle, understanding that skill pays, not time. The third principle is that raw action solves everything, right? Action always beats information. The problem a lot of people make in today's world, they spend hours and hours a day consuming content on YouTube, on social media, about ways to make more money, ways to improve their life, ways to, you know, get in shape, ways to eat healthy. They spend all this time doing research and acquiring more information, but they don't take any fucking action towards the goal, right? The principle here is that it's not about having the perfect system in place. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to start something. It's just about fucking burning the boats and taking action. Even if you fail, it's better to try and fail than not try at all. It's better to commit to yourself 100% to taking actions towards the life you want to live. That way, you know, you're at least giving yourself a chance of having that life. Because even for me, like before I got into high ticket sales, I failed many times, right? But I always took action every single day, right? Do it scared, guys. Do it brave, right? Do it lonely. Do it when people are doubting you. Do it when you're not even sure, because your future self is going to thank you. When you look back on life 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, in your last dying moments, when you're looking back on life, you're laying on your deathbed, you are never going to regret trying your best, giving it your all, risking it all, going after your dreams, sacrificing. You are never going to risk that. Even if it doesn't work out, you'll never regret trying your best. The only thing you'll look back to regret is not trying at all and not truly committing 100%, because then that stinging pain of regret, of doubt, is going to be lingering in the back of your mind. Could I have done better? Could I have lived the life I want? And for me, when I'm laying on my deathbed, I want to know that I gave it my absolute all, and I lived a beautiful life because I tried my best in life, and I did my best to not only make myself proud, but the people around me proud too. Okay, so that's the 3 principles that I've adopted that truly allowed me to achieve massive success at a young age from South Africa. Okay, the first one, like I said, is extreme ownership, right? Everything that happens in your life is your fault. Start to live your life that way, and it's gonna be hard at first, because it always tends to be easy to blame other external reasons as to why you're not where you want to be. But the sooner you start to say that, you know what, no matter what happens to me, it's my fault, that's gonna give you the power you need to actually change the situation, right? Principle number 2, skill pays, not time. It's not about the time you spend doing something, it's about the value you provide to the marketplace. So ask yourself this again. If what you're doing right now is not going to allow you to make the money you want to make, stop fucking doing it. It's literally that simple, right? Start doing something that is going to get you there, even if it means you stepping out your comfort zone, taking a risk, and, you know, making sacrifice to get there, because it will be worth it in the end, right? And lastly, like I said, action beats information. Stop waiting for the perfect information. Stop waiting for the perfect time to start something. Stop wasting countless hours scrolling on social media, scrolling on YouTube videos, instead of taking action, right? You're watching this video here today because you want to improve your life, okay? And yes, this video is going to help you, because I know these principles help me transform my life, but just watching the videos alone is not going to change your life. So start to realize that whenever you do come across videos like this, don't just watch it for the sake of watching it so you can trick yourself to think you're actually taking steps towards your goal. Watch it, learn from the video, absorb the information, and apply that immediately. Because if you don't, you're just wasting your time with these videos. Okay, so always take action towards a goal, and if you adopt those 3 principles, guys, you will achieve massive success. All right, so I appreciate you watching this video. If you are someone from South Africa that wants to make more money in their life, wants to become successful, wants to become the best version of themselves, you're in the right place, and I'm glad you found my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and my social media links will be down below if you want to connect with me as well. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have an amazing day and stay safe.